Hi, Muchismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share this video if you found it helpful. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I would appreciate that. Thumbs up, okay? There's an emptiness in the air. There's an emptiness that I observe on a regular basis that is in the air. And when I'm in my day-to-day going and comings, although I have what I need to do on my mind, and I'm very determined and decisive in what I'm doing, I cannot help but realize and observe that this is an emptiness in the atmosphere. And this emptiness is not a spoken thing. Is not a thing that I observe by, say, people that are empty. But I think that there are so many people that are so very empty and void of anything significant until that aura is transmitting itself into the atmosphere, if that makes any sense. When you become awakened and in tune more and more and more, on top of just generally being awakened from this abuse of a narcissist and understanding now what a narcissist is and in tune with who you are, this emptiness in the air, you too will observe it. And I don't think it's something that we should just fret about. I don't think it's anything that we should be overly concerned about, but it should be observed and acknowledged as God's watchful hand over the earth in which some of us good-meaning, well-meaning, God-fearing, chosen empaths are. So this is something I think God wants you to recognize. He wants you to recognize it and see that the walls are closing in on humanity. And there is so much lifeless existence in people. They've done all the things that you and I too have done. And some of them, in a big way, are still doing them. They're going on a repetitive merry-go-round of sorts, continuum, round and round and round. Even though they have visited areas of their life before, it is nothing for them to do the same old over and over again. There's nothing new to be had by these empty vessels. There's nothing new to be seen. And if it's anything outside of what they're accustomed to, it is unappealing. You and I, when we find new things and new endeavors in life, it gives life just that much more of a meaning and significance. And it gives us that tenacity and that drive looking forward to another day. Empty people don't have anything to look forward to. They only have other people to look forward to that can help them garner the things and the tangible things that they can see with their eyes, they can touch with their hands. And if they continue to manipulate and garner these people around them to help prop them up and supply them and assist them with these things to attain these things, then they will settle for that. But it's an exhausting endeavor if any of these empty vessels would just sit still long enough and realize it. And I think they know that that's what it is. This is why they won't sit still. This is why they won't sit with themselves like I'm doing right now. I was attempting to try to take a nap in the cool of the day. It's about 80-something degrees, but I'm sitting here in the shade. And I just got thinking, you know, the emptiness in the atmosphere is very undeniable. And there's a quietness. There's a quietness about the land. There's a quietness about the neighborhoods, not just my neighborhood. There's a quietness that I've never observed before. And I understand a lot of people are inward, they're inside, they're on their electronic gadgets, they're doing these things that somehow occupy their time to where they don't need to be out. They're sitting in their AC, they're sitting in their central air, they're just relaxing. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this overwhelming sense of emptiness in the atmosphere. And if anybody has experienced that or experiences this on a regular basis, please comment. And it's not anything that I panic about or become overly concerned about, but I am acknowledging it, and I'm paying attention to it, because it's unlike anything I've noticed before. And it could be very well the spirit in the empath that is becoming very quiet and calm, because the chaos around us, as with before, the chaos around us, it actually begins to cease. When your elevation and your vibration gets stronger, you begin to just, you sense a peace, you sense an empty silence, and you're okay with it, because there's some things that you would want to have happened in the past. You felt like you needed to be happening in the past, and they're not happening because you're not interested in them like you were before. You see a lot of the things that a lot of people are chasing are really futile. I mean, you don't desire them because you know you invested in a narcissistic relationship, and you did desire to do all of these things that a lot of people tend to do now, these pastimes of sorts. But you're okay just revitalizing you. You know those things will be there whenever you should choose to want to invest in them. The pastimes I'm talking about, they will be there. But sometimes the pastimes are in the past, because that's what people do to pass the times. They call it pastimes. Awakened empath, we have more time to think inwardly. And the things that we have to do outwardly, there doesn't seem enough time in the day, because we are forever busy people. We're forever constructive, forward-thinking people. We have direction, unlike anything before, because when you were with the narcissist, they were causing you to lose your direction. You know, your mind was all boggled in one way or another. You didn't realize it at the time, but now your thinking is clear. Your motivations are very clear, because your motivations are coming from within. They're not coming from something the narcissist is overly encouraging you to do. Persistent enticement from the narcissist. They won't leave it alone. It's kind of like, okay, we'll do the vacation next week. They'll talk about it every day until that day comes, just to tell you that they can't go on that vacation. That's a reverse future faking, or it wouldn't even be a reverse future faking. That's how they would actually gas you up and get you in gear, all hyped up to do something, and then at last minute they cancel. You no longer have those things to worry about. You can cancel on your own. You can cancel within your own right something that you want to do that involves you or something else outside of you. But as long as it's not the narcissist, you won't be guilt tripped about it. You won't be in a chaotic mind fog about it. You'll be able to just accept, well, I'm going to put that off. There are many things I put off that I would like to do during the day. But when I put them off, I'm being realistic with myself. I'm being realistic with myself. I'm being loving and kind to myself. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. Just something I wanted to share with you guys. There's an emptiness in the atmosphere, and it's not something you can pass off. And when you determine and you discover that emptiness, I don't think it's all bad, because that emptiness in the atmosphere is just God's showing you where there are a lot of people that don't really have a whole lot going on in their life. And so they are retreating, and actually they're in a huddle trying to recruit. They trying to dig up some kind of game plan and plot to come out and do their dirty work. But there are a lot of us likewise who are hibernating for the good. And so when these entities come out and they try to go fishing and try to snag these unassuming victims, they find that the pond is a little more empty than it was before. And so that would suggest this emptiness in the atmosphere. And there's a lot of narcissist collapse going on right now. A lot of it. And this is why you hear these gruesome stories all the time on the news. Because the narcissist is left alone for excess periods of time, you know, that in itself can cause them to decompose and become very depressed. So these things are beneficial to us, the isolation. For the narcissist, it's a death sentence. So guys, hope you got something from this video. That being said, bless.